We recognize and call in the divine energies of our beloved, beneficent Creator of all that is, and we accept only those energies of love and light that support and nourish us with divine direction. Like food, may this love, light, and wisdom fortify us so that we may radiate it out and attract others so inspired to raise up the consciousness and awareness of truths that must be revealed before great change can occur. We do feel it coming, and we choose to be a part of that change for the good, so that this battle is soon snuffed out and we can rest in the knowing that our work was guided by the hand of our Prime Creator, and so it is.
Thank you, Charlie.
My pleasure. Well, here we are.
Yes, I'm Ron Vroman. I'm the old man white-faced talking head of the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. We're here this evening to speak to our audience. Introduce yourselves, please.
My name is Charlie, and I am a director of the Action Committee and do anything and everything that's needed for our assembly.
And I'm Ann, and I'm sitting in on this meeting, first time on this meeting.
And I'm William Couch. I'm with the Statewide Jural Assembly. I do technology, TV show, internet, whatnot.
Okay, what we've been thinking about is what do we explain to the audience that follows us that will move us all ahead one step or maybe two. And one of the things that came to mind recently was people identifying themselves and they say, I'm an American or I'm a US citizen. And I'd like to take the American one for starters. Any man or woman born in the Americas, which starts at the southern tip of South America, very close to Antarctica, and goes north all the way to the beach on the Arctic Ocean where Canada meets the sea. Everyone born on that land is an American. So when you say, I'm an American, well, you're no more American than a Che from Argentina or a Venezuelan or a Mexican or a Canadian or a Brazilian. We're all Americans. So then you have to get a little bit closer on identifying your status. One of the things that we have done is we have determined by the Constitution and by the Oregon, what are they called? Yep, come on, Ron. Revised statutes. Yes, the Oregon revised statutes. They say that the United States is located in Washington, District of Columbia. So it'd be really difficult to be a United States citizen if you weren't born there. Then I saw an email recently from somebody that said, look up federal citizen in Black's Law, which I did. And federal citizen turns out to be pretty much a United States citizen, the federal United States. And then when you take a look at that, you say, wow, we have all of these things that we all thought were the same thing. We thought the United States and United States of America and the United States of America and the United States of America was all the same thing.
And
That's
U.S.
who
also,
we were.
right?
Yeah.
I'm
And U.S.
US.
citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is that it's really more usual than not that people will proudly say that they're a United States citizen.
Get
I
highly
said it for
offended when you
years.
say, no, you're not. You were born in Montana and now you live in Oregon. That makes you an Oregonian. You know, not a United States citizen. They get really highly offended. Like
Uh-huh.
like you just like burnt the flag or something, you know?
Yeah. One of the things that we've been kicking around and it looks like it might come to fruition is an assembly of everyone that we can get to assemble. And the place that it looks like we're going to pick is the rest stop near Woodburn on I-5 going north. And it's a public rest area, and there's no reason or requirement to assemble. So we're looking to assemble there on a Sunday, probably the 14th or the 7th of November. And we'd like as many people to show up there as possible. If you've got an axe to grind, such as your, I don't know, uh, what's that CC group, Connecting
Citizens.
Consciousness?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Connecting Consciousness, and then Citizens for Free Speech, and then Mother Bears Against Masks, and People's Rights, and anybody else that would like to attend or appear or assemble. Bring your own tent, bring your own PA system. If you're a pastor, we'd like to have a pastor come up. By the way, this is a good place to bring up Mario Murillo. And they anglicize his last name and call him Murillo, which is like they do to that guy in Congress. They call him Nunez when his name is Nunez. They just anglicize his name and he goes along with it. But in any case, this guy Mario, he is a man after my colors, that's for sure. He's getting on the Southern Baptists and the Crystal Cathedral ministers that are running these giant corporations as 501c3s, and they're no longer a church, they're a business. And when he says stuff to them like, you've got to stand up and you've got to defend yourself, and they say, yeah, but I can't do that because I'll get in trouble.
And they further say that they can't because that's political.
Yeah. The whole damn thing's political.
Yep.
I'd sure like to get a hold of him, though. And there's another one I'd like to get a hold of, Catherine Austin Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
And Shiva Ayadurye.
Mm-hmm.
All of these people are up in arms and they're talking strong, and they don't know the difference between de facto and de jure, and they don't understand that they're trying to deal with the criminal organization that is passing itself off as a government when it's incorporated, defunct, bankrupt, incorporated governance in color of law, and they are legitimizing it by appealing to it to do the right thing when they have not been doing the right thing since 1861. So they're so ignorant and they're so knowledgeable. They're so wonderful in their message, and they're coming across with all of this thrust and warmth and passion, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just don't. And they're doing the best they can from their ignorant point of view. And if you tell them something like that, they get all upset with you. I yield.
The proof is out
The
there.
ignorance. Go ahead.
I said the proof is out there that they have pirated us, and we can't get any foothold on anything through that system. You go to court and find out there's no justice there. The judge will break the law right there in the courtroom and get away with it. There's no winning there at all. If you pay an attorney enough money, right? Maybe they split it amongst themselves in the back room there, between the two attorneys and the judge. If you pay out maybe $100,000 and each one of them get 33,000 or something, maybe you get to win something there. But most of the time, it's never going to happen. So and a lot of people are out there. They've been abused by that system, and they can relate to what we're saying here, and they can see it, and they don't see any hope. And we're sitting here on TV telling everybody that there is. All we have to do is change our mind frame, assemble, and do it.
Well,
Absolutely.
today I got a ballot in the mail, an Oregon ballot, and I looked at that. I haven't even opened it. I just looked at it and I thought, what am I going to do with this? Because I don't really want to be a part of a corrupt system. Whatever I vote for is going to be either misused or misrepresented. Plus, I have to be a citizen to vote, and I'm not. I'm not a citizen of the US. So it's really a sticky wicket. Once you start awakening to all of the little finaglings and innuendos of truth versus lie, it's like if you ask your kid, did you say thank you, to Miss Jones, and he holds his fingers crosses his fingers behind his back and says yes. Well, that's kind of what we have in government. It's so corrupted at this point, and even well-meaning people, all of those you mentioned, Ron, and so many more, have most of the truth, but they don't have the nub of the understanding of the difference between de facto, de jure, and color of law versus common law. I yield.
Yeah. Wow. Can you guys hear the echo?
No.
Okay, I'm hearing it strong. In any case, I'd like to back up a little bit and talk about when we were in Beaverton for the Citizens for Free Speech. Yep, we were there, and I was talking to a guy, and there was another guy standing there listening to the conversation, and he was providing little unrequested snippets of negativity to almost everything I said. And he's wearing sunglasses, and I can't see his eyes. Pretty soon I'm pissed. And take your sunglasses off so I can see your eyes. And he does. And I almost recognize him. I don't know who this guy is, but I've seen him before. And so we get into it, and I'm telling him, I don't like your mouth, and I don't like the way you're acting. And he doesn't like me, and we're exchanging kiss my ass conversation back and forth. And he's right. I can be a really nasty person I can be. And I enjoy it when I'm being that way because the person I'm directing it to definitely needs it, or I wouldn't be giving it to him. And so we argued for a little bit. Then it came around to where we weren't arguing with each other so much as we were arguing against what we were going against, and we were going against it from two different points of view. And he's going at it from the point of view, he says, all you do is talk. You never do anything. And I'm going, who, and because that, and I won't say all the things that we were saying. And people were standing around us and they were thinking that maybe we should be separated and quieted down because people shouldn't be talking like that in public. And. So, anyhow, he says to me, you show up in Salem and you don't do squat and you don't do anything when you show up except try and get people to sign up for your grand jury. And he's right. I show up every place that I show up, and we had a table set up on the 21st in January when they were spraying people down. William and I were both sprayed with that pepper spray that makes your eyes water and stinks so bad when we were inside the building, looking through the glass doors to the cops on the other side. We were there. We knew what the hell was going on. And yeah, I went back outside because I couldn't stand it in there anymore. And Tanya and I set up a table and we're trying to sign up people. There's all these people that are there are my kind of people, and I wanted to sign them up. And he was giving me hell for doing that. Then he says, you didn't stick around and get arrested like I did. Well, shit. Okay, no, I didn't. But I've been arrested enough times and I've gone to jail enough times and I've had enough trials. I don't need any more of that. And he said there was 10 people that were arrested and he was one of the 10. So now if I can find out who was arrested on that day, I'll know he was one of those 10 because he said he got arrested. But when you're dealing with people like that, and I know he's in the militia because I couldn't remember the commander of the militia, and he said the guy's name, which I won't say here. So I knew he knew what he was talking about. And I said the second in command's name, and he knew that guy. So the guy knows pretty much what's going on. And he said he recognized me from being there on the 21st and then ridiculed me that I don't do anything but just sit down and write down people's names and try and get them to sign up. That's all I do. And I thought, boy, if I was 20 years younger, I'd have headbutted him. But in any case, those are the kind of people we got to get to show up in Woodburn so that we can talk about this stuff. We've got to be able to come together on the things that we can come together on, and the things that we cannot come together on, leave them aside for a while. And I don't mean like the Democrats are doing when they bring in the gays, the lesbians, and the Muslims, and whomever else they've brought into the BLM and Antifa, because none of those groups have anything in common other than they are against us. That's the only commonality that there is in that group. Whereas when I look at our group, we have so many things in common. Even Anna's group, we have so many things in common with them. We have things where we don't agree, but we have so many things where we do agree. We have got to get rid of this incorporated governance in Salem. And we've done everything that is required of us to do to lawfully and legally present ourselves in a manner where we can obtain this goal. And we got to get this out to more people. And I yield.
Yep.
Just go ahead.
Go
ahead, Charlie.
I was just going to say the powers that were have done everything in their tool bag to separate us every single possible way, whether it's skin color, ideology, age, mask, no mask, vax, no vax. I mean, you name it, it goes on and on and on, all of the ways that we're divided. And in truth, we're really all brothers and sisters. We all want the same thing. We want a joyful life. We want to be able to be with our families and, educate our kids and take a vacation and not have to be a slave to a 9-to-5 job, or even, try to get a job anymore or keep your business. So these are all very difficult for people to manage through. So to do an event where we're not just an assembly of the group that we are, the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, but we want an assembly of the people on Oregon to come together and find our common goal and get it done. And we can do it. 250,000 Oregonians could make the difference on Oregon. We could get our government to become our government, the government of, by, and for the people, not some commercial code or admiralty law, fringe flagged government that has nothing to do with us really, except make money on us. I yield.
Yep. That's, those tactics that they use are not new. They're old tactics. It comes out of the book of Art of War. And they just keep repeating over and over again, wash, rinse, repeat, wash. And you look back through time and you can see that they've done it over and over. The vaccination things over and over. None of these things are new tactics at all. But the new people don't remember it, the time before. And they're trying to kill off the old people so that they can't tell the new people that they've already been there before, So, all you have to do is stand back and read the stuff, listen to your elders, and you start to figure out that this is not new and they're playing the same damn game over and over, and we need to just stop right now. Done.
Right. I don't know what leader or world known person said this, but basically it only takes a generation to lose our freedom. Because, in a decade, people forget, or, people die, they move, the information is not shared. And now in our culture, we can't even have conversations that are civil because the media and the way that we've been divided ideologically is so, it's so disruptive to cognitive awareness. We're really not even able to have a civil conversation without getting all riled up and emotional and angry.
And I think it's important to also make note of the whole education system, because how, along with killing off the old people, all the new people coming into the school systems as they change the history generation after generation, how are they supposed to know what their true history is and who they are and why they're here and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And then heavily biased history.
Yeah, and then we know that the repetition of the lies convinces people that that must be the truth, because if you hear it enough from enough different people, even if it's all driven by the same agenda, then it must be true.
Yeah, I think the guy's name was Casey, the director of the CIA, and I'll get the quote a little wrong, but close enough. He said, "My job will be finished when everything they know is a lie." And that's a quote from the director of the CIA for us.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
why does that kind of stuff happen? And why does a former president named Bush tell a reporter on the street candidly that if the American people knew what us Bushes had done to them, they would hang us from a street lamp? Now, why does a man say that when he's in his position? That should be looked into. And then things like William Jefferson Clinton saying, "I will be the last president of the United States." Now, why did he say something like that? What did he know that we didn't know? Well, probably that the United States was an incorporated governance that was going broke and bankrupt and wasn't going to exist anymore. That kind of stuff. Today on YouTube, and I'll get this only close, but it seems like there's 350,000 American servicemen and women that are refusing to take the jab, and they're going to be discharged. Now,
Their weapons?
what happens to the safety of our country, our nation, and international politics when you lose half of your military because it won't take an inoculation and they're discharged? That means
Sounds
that,
like they're going to join all the people like us around the United States.
yeah, but we no longer have a military. Who in the
Well,
hell's manning the jets? Who's manning the submarines? Who's manning the ships?
well, that gives,
Who's ready to put boots on the ground when the 101st Airborne is supposed to be airborne?
Well,
isn't that
when
the,
they pull a military out of a different country, they just leave all the weapons and stuff sitting right there. So I guess when they do that here, we'll just pick up all the crap ourselves and use it.
well, unfortunately, I think this is an invitation for the United Nations military to come in. And so we have to be vigilant of that, because that is not what we want. It's not in our best interest. We're sovereign.
Absolutely. But
Yep,
if we
they have
don't
business
get
here.
enough people to actually do it. Remember Dr. Frog when he was on, Glenn?
Yes.
He was talking to Jeff the other day, and Jeff repeated it to me. He said, if 200 million people think it's the government, it's the government. And that's just it. And that's the position that we're in. We've got maybe 150 to 200 million people that think that they have a United States government, and they think they're United States citizens, and they think that things are screwed up and they shouldn't be like it is, but things are really difficult internationally and nationally, and look at COVID and everything else. And we've got to stand up and be Americans together on the side of the de facto corporate color of law criminals. I yield.
And I'm sure a lot of them think that it'll all work out somehow, right?
I used
Yeah,
to think that.
ask the people down in these other countries like Nicaragua or whatever and figure out how it freaking worked out for them. Look at Cuba. Look how it worked out for them in the 50s. None of those people want to freaking be there, you know? I mean, if it was working out so well, people would be swimming from Florida to Cuba, not the other freaking way.
Yeah.
They thought it was going to all work out for them too.
Cognitive dissonance. I had it till I was 75. I know. I totally understand. I have 4 daughters. 2 of them took the jab. I have 7 grandchildren. 5 of them took the jab.
Wow. Yep, I have them in my family too, for sure. Not half. I probably got 2 kids. Well, they're all adults now, right? But 2 of my 7 kids have taken the jab. I don't think any of my grandkids have gotten it yet. At least nobody's being honest about it anyway. So I'm hoping they don't. I hope that's as far as it goes. I'm praying that the ones that did get it got the placebo, and everything's going to be okay. And hopefully they get enough information between now and the next time they potentially would get a jab that they would make the decision just not to get that second one. So people are going to make their decisions out there, and we can talk and to people, and they're going to just do whatever the hell they want. It is what it is. I can't do nothing. Keep talking.
Keep talking and taking action. Yep.
Well, we need to just keep signing people up like Ron keeps doing everywhere he goes. Sign people up, and when we get enough people signed up and we're assembled, it's all over.
What do you guys think about asking Tanya to call a grand jury when we meet in the Woodburns rest stop?
I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
It'd be
I
a
do
good
too.
reason to gather, actually, we would gather as a grand jury, people, common law, grand jury.
Yep.
Civilian court of record.
Yes.
Yeah.
Highest law in the land.
There you go.
Absolutely. The decision of the jury, their verdict cannot be appealed in any court of law. That's pretty strong.
Yep, it sure is.
Well,
all right. What was that date again?
Either it's going to be the 7th or the 14th. Don't you think so, Charlie?
Yeah, of November.
Yeah.
And
we'll put that notice on our website on ORSSJA.
Yeah.
.org.
Yeah.
.org. Yep.
This is the first open oral public invitation for anyone and everyone to join us on one of those 2 days, and look for us at orsja.org. That's our website, and William will post it there, and we'll start getting things pulled together to make it an event that'll be worthwhile and fun. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Thank you, William.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.
Right.
All right. Thanks for watching. Join us again next week. Friday nights in Portland. You can go to our website, orsja.org. Click on YouTube there and watch our videos there, or Brighteon also. We have blogs there to see where we're going to be at, what we're up to. Thank you.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying, and then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, to shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.